Hello, Talk Funders. Today, we're joined by Chris from Classy Spirits, who are coming live on Kickstarter. Hello, Chris, my friend.
Hello, Alan. Thanks for having me on.
And thank you, Chris, for coming pre-launch. This is another Talk Funding pre-launch campaign video, so thank you for joining us early. And what we're going to do is, in the video description below, in the run-up to the launch of the campaign on August 3rd, and we're going to have a landing page so people can click through and enter their email details, etc., so that Chris can get in contact with you pre-launch. And then once launch starts on August 3rd, we'll switch it over to go live with the Kickstarter campaign, which is launching on August 3rd. So thank you, Chris. What we'll move on to now is basically looking at your campaign video with Classy Spirits. So Chris, it says here on your Kickstarter page, Classy Spirits removes the bite and harshness in alcohol. Can you say a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, so after the distillation and aging process in alcohols, there's a lot of congeners left over, and there's specific groupings of alcohol that give the flavor and the profile. But a lot of the things that we don't like about alcohol when we drink it is that burn and that bite. And typically that's going to be from leftover chemicals that are not able to be distilled or filtered out through their aging process. And usually it's acetone and acetaldehyde. So what we've been able to do is we've been able to create a filter that's able to reduce the acetone and the acetaldehyde that remains in bottled spirits. So we're increasing that quality, that flavor, and that smoothness without having to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on your alcohol.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. Well, I am an irregular whiskey drinker, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And later on in this interview, we'll have some videos where you can actually show how you can use your Classy Spirits filter to remove some of that kick, shall we say, that harshness in whiskey. So yeah, we're just going to move on to looking at your really informative Kickstarter page. And just scrolling down, I came across this really informative GIF, which really visually explains part of the process. Could you say a little bit about this GIF, please?
Yeah, so we had developed a gravity filter system. So you pour your favorite spirit or alcohol into the top, and it goes through our filtration system, and it comes out the bottom. So it typically takes between 60 and 90 seconds to do about 1.5 to 2 shots worth of alcohol. So a little bit of time, but it's able to reduce those different congeners in there that are adding that bite and that harshness of that alcohol.
Well, having that few wee moments of anticipation, I'm sure, will help the taste at the very end, Chris. So I like that. I like that. I like that. And here's another really informative video just before we look in the deep dive of the actual apparatus itself, the actual filtration itself. So you have a reservoir funnel, the filter system, and then the stainless steel stand.
Yeah, and the reservoir funnel and the filter can actually be removed from the stand, so you can take it with you, and it can be used in a cup or a glass at a restaurant, at the beach, or wherever you want to go.
Oh, so it's really flexible and mobile.
Yep, and the reservoir funnel is machine washable, so you can put it in your dishwasher, and it's dishwasher safe.
Wow, fantastic. And here is one of the essential items here is the flush. What is that?
Yeah, so the flush is key. Because we're using a gravity-fed filter, whenever you receive a filter or you get a replacement filter, you do want to flush it with water just in case anything broke loose. We're using a lot of different organic minerals and compounds in our filtration process. So it's good to always flush it. And then if you're also switching between different types of alcohol, then you definitely want to flush your tequila out of your filter before you use it for vodka, or you want to flush your whiskey out before you use it for cognac. So we wanted to include that flush so that you can switch from one alcohol to the other.
Oh, fantastic. And then moving on here is the actual filter itself. It says just pour into the top and let the elixir fixer do the rest.
Yep. So you just pour it and you let it drip down and it'll be ready in no time at all.
And then so it's each filter, it says, can filter 20 bottles of alcohol.
Yeah. So up to about 20 bottles of alcohol. So you take your typical 750 milliliter bottle. And you can do 20 different bottles. If you are switching it from one alcohol to the other very frequently, it may not get all the way up to 20. But through all of our testing and lab testing, 20 bottles is kind of where that pivotal point is before the filters really start to lose their effectiveness.
And then with the filter, you mean, do people come back to you again to get more filters over time?
Yeah, so we sell replacement filters, and you can pop that one out of the top piece and replace the new one in.
And it's just a case literally of popping it out and putting the new one in.
Yep, it takes less than 2 seconds.
Okay, sounds great. And then I love this section of the Kickstarter page, and I've encouraged all the talk funders and Kickstarters to go down and scroll down and look at these videos where you're covering everything. People are taste testing, shall we say? There's tequila, there's vodka, more tequila and vodka, and then there is cognac, and there's a whiskey one at the bottom, I think, as well.
Yeah. So we really wanted to show people and be very transparent with all the different testing that we've done. I think that a lot of people have probably tried filtering something through, say, a Brita filter or a carbon-based filter. Ours is very different, and we wanted to showcase that because we're only having it go through one time, and we're able to have really staggering effects. And we also have a lot of lab testing that we showed in our Kickstarter campaign as well to show what we're removing and how much we're reducing that by. To be able to give everybody a really sense of peace of that we have a real product. We've been developing it for a very long time and getting our formula and our proprietary formula for our filters really down to a specific science so that it can have the effect that it does.
And I think this is also an extra benefit of actually purchasing the Classy Spirits filtration system, in that you're actually can be used as a gift as well. I see you have a lovely packaging and display box.
Yeah, that's our prototype packaging. So it's going to be a lot nicer, but we wanted to be able to showcase it, be able to take it with you different places, package it up nice and neatly, be able to give it as a gift. So we're definitely not holding back on what we're trying to do and the presentation we're trying to have for the consumer.
So it's not that you're going to get an unmentionable delivery from that big company from South America.
Yeah,
it's going to be a much nicer box and press. And I know this is just a prototype, but by the looks of it, it's going to be a much more nicer whole idea of opening and etc. And getting your Classy Spirits filter.
Yeah, we're looking for more of that premium product like you would get if you bought a $200 or $300 bottle of whiskey. Al, I know you like whiskey. If you're buying something really nice, it comes in a really nice, hard cardboard with a vinyl exterior that you're able to showcase and bring about and be able to store safely for future use.
Fantastic. And just moving on to your team, lots of happy, smiling people here. So can we just talk through your team?
Yeah. So I have my doctorate, and I'm definitely the team leader on this one. And Spencer has been an integral part for being able to work on just team development and sales, big sales background, and be able to work directly with the manufacturers. Carl and me have been really working on the R&D side. Carl is an expert in water filtration systems as a whole. And he's definitely been the main integral part to be able to develop this specific filter, to be able to have this specific function. And I owe it all to Carl to be able to develop that side of things. And then Guy is just really our managing operations guy, really keeping us all kind of corralled, making sure we stay on budget. We've been working on this for a little bit under 2 years. And that's where we're looking for support and help, because we've done everything up to this point. We spent a lot of money on the research and development of it. And we have all of our quotes. We've even paid for the molds for the top piece. We just need to be able to meet our MOQs, and all the shipping costs is from around the world. Some of our parts are being made in China, and some of our parts are being made in the US. So our filters are being made in the USA. I'd like to have everything eventually made in the USA, but right now, because of the lack of funding, and we're looking for the support of everybody on here, we're trying to be able to get that cost down a little bit more.
Fantastic spirit all around, really good. And then you just mentioned talking about the team, the timeline. So really, people, talk funders and Kickstarters, can just look at the timeline. Really, you're in this Kickstarter phase, which again, the campaign is launching on the 3rd of August, 2021. And then once that is complete, say late August, early September, then you're moving into directly into the manufacturing stage.
Yep.
With shipping and fulfillment in October.
Yeah, and we are actually, so like I said before, we've already spent money on the molds. So we're just ready to go as soon as we send them over the money from Kickstarter. Everything's gonna be made in the US and overseas and shipped out. So we're gonna be able to fulfill well before Christmas. That's definitely our goal. But I think that we're gonna be able to fulfill before Thanksgiving. So that's really our primary objective.
Yeah, I was just thinking Thanksgiving. So that's fantastic, Chris. If you can, oh, fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, and we also have logistics so that anybody that's outside of the U.S. in Europe or other countries, we'll be able to fulfill from there. So we'll be able to ship from our overseas warehouse as well, and also through North America in the U.S.
Fantastic. And please, Talk Funders and Kickstarters, please remember that you'll see all the details of shipping, etc. Whenever the campaign goes fully live in the 3rd of August. But if you have any queries, please contact Chris at Classy Spirits, and I'm sure he'll be able to help you out on any questions you have. Just to finish off, I'd just like to thank very much Chris from Classy Spirits on this pre-launch interview. The campaign itself is going live on 3rd of August. In the meantime, please click on the link in the video description below so you can have a pre-launch, register your email, and I'll also avail of the super early bird pledges that I'm sure Chris and Classy Spirits have got lined up for you. So
of course.
And the other thing, Talk Funders and Kickstarters, please go on and look at the deep dive coming next, which is actually going to look at the filtration system. It's going to be specifically look at the product that we've been talking about. So thank you very much, Chris from Classy Spirits. Cheers, mate. Bye now.